Hey there guys, I know I missed last week's video, but this week we're going to have kind of a special video because we're going to take it back and kind of build off of an old video that I had. So if you want to check out that video, you can check it out right up there. And that is my iPhone 7 Plus review. And today I'm going to be talking about why the iPhone 7 Plus really is still my choice of smartphone that I would want. And I really have no intentions of upgrading just because this phone still meets all my needs, and also just some other things that we're going to talk about in this video. So let's get started. So first I'd like to kind of compare the phone to the iPhone X and also a lot of the newer Android phones where they're getting rid of the physical home button. That actually is a feature that I like, just because without it, the iPhone X tries to use gestures to do a lot of things, and I find that gestures are kind of clunky and don't always work the same as just pressing a button. And then on-screen home buttons, like many of the Android phones are using, just really aren't as good as a physical home button. Touchscreens just are never going to be the same thing as actually pressing a button. And yes, I understand that the iPhone 7 doesn't technically have a home button. It tricks you into thinking it does, but still, it's a good enough button that I've never had issues pressing it. It always works whenever you try and press it, and yeah, there are really no problems there. So I really like that, and I don't want to get rid of it. I've used the iPhone X, and the iPhone X really does kind of suck, and I don't like the gestures. I also like that it has a fingerprint reader on the home button. That is really kind of a key feature for me because I enjoy using a fingerprint reader as my authentication method, but I don't like having the fingerprint reader on the back of the phone like many Android phones are using, and I especially do not like Face ID. Face ID just seems like a really bad idea to me. It's definitely not as secure as a fingerprint reader, and it's a lot more difficult to use because you actually have to look at your device. You can't just put your finger on the fingerprint reader while it's sitting on your desk. You have to actually get up to look directly at the device to unlock it. And also it just has a whole slew of problems with it recognizing people's faces that are similar to yours and allowing them to unlock it. And those problems have shown on mainly just kind of races of people that they didn't necessarily train that algorithm enough on. Particularly Asians were having issues with the iPhone X Face ID. And yeah, it's just a really bad technology. Fingerprints are much more universal and are just a better way to authenticate into your phone. Also, the looks of the phone, I think, are superior to most other phones. I like that it's rose gold. That's actually my favorite iPhone color that they've ever released, and they got rid of it, so that doesn't make me want to buy a new iPhone anytime soon. And also, I just kind of like the Apple feel of the phone over a lot of Android phones. I used to have an Xperia Play back in the day. More recently, I've had some of the Galaxy phones, and they just aren't as good as an Apple phone. The Apple phone has a feel to it that it's quality and that it's made of good materials and just looks really great. And I think Apple's kind of getting away from that with the new iPhone 8s, because the iPhone 8s are glass back, and I don't like the glass back. I had an iPhone 4, and that was the first thing that broke was the back of the phone. It had a crack running down it just from dropping it on carpet. And also, I just don't like the feel of the glass back. I'd rather have a full metal phone. It just feels better in your hand, and it just makes the phone more durable to make it out of metal. I also don't like the way the notches look on the iPhone X. I know I'm drawing a lot of comparisons to the iPhone X, but I feel like the iPhone X is kind of where Apple is going in the future with their phones, so that's why I'm kind of hitting on it in this video so much, is just because I don't like where that is going. The notches on the screen are just kind of clunky, and I understand they need to be there for the speaker and everything, but the notch on top is just a terrible, terrible thing, and it just doesn't look good. So in conclusion, the iPhone 7 Plus is still the best iPhone that I've ever had and one of the best smartphones that I've ever used. I hope that Apple will change things back to kind of the way the iPhone 7 Plus was going and kind of end everything with the 8 and the X and just kind of bring it back to the metal back and the physical home buttons, and just focusing on making a good phone instead of kind of just throwing out these futuristic ideas that aren't necessarily going to work out that well for everybody. So what do you guys think the new iPhones or new any type of smartphones are going to be moving towards? What technologies are they going to use? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like on it. If you like the content on this channel, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.